Hello, everybody. Pink Angel, 52-year-old female here, not a guy. I'm going to talk about different things today, and but on every live I do, I'm going to shout out to JC from Banner University Medical Center. While I was there with some health issues, uh, she didn't discriminate against me. She was very polite, and we had a lot of good conversations about the LGBT community and uh, attitudes toward people that are part of that community when in the hospital. Now, there were some issues while I was there, don't get me wrong, but I did talk to a lot of people about them and got them straightened out. But JC was the coolest, and even though I miss seeing her, uh, I'm glad I'm not there. But all I can say is that I hope that they end up. Um, I hope the Banner University Medical Center ends up being more LGBT inclusive. Hopefully, they're not following the current administration's rule or law, because I have met some people there that work there that are part of the LGBT community. And when I run into them, I've even had people tell me they're allies for the community, and that was a good thing. So, um, so I just want to shout out to JC at Banner University Medical Center. I believe she works the day shift at Banner University Medical Center. So if you're there visiting or a patient, stop by and say hi to JC. Uh, she works the day shift. So shout out to JC at Banner University Medical Center. Thank you very much, JC, if you're listening to this. I appreciate you. Thank you for the talks, and we do appreciate that. Now that we've done that, I'm going to move on to the next topic. And I'm going to be on here for not that long because I'll be back later on to talk more about what I need to discuss. But I've got to do some research, look up things on the on the internet, and see what goes on. But one thing I do want to touch. Yesterday, I was at a quick trip, and I believe that video is posted in my um, deal here. And there was a lady that parked in a handicap. It was not a handicap. She didn't have an insignia on her plate. She didn't have an insignia in her rearview mirror. Uh, Nowhere, and she parked in a handicapped space. Now, ARS 2883 and ARS 2884, I know a lot of you probably don't like what I'm talking about, but this is kind of what I do. Um, I'll be getting back out there here soon to do more videos. Right now, I haven't been able to because I had some things. Life's been kind of crazy recently, so um, that's unfortunate. Sometimes that happens, but I do ask those of you out there, if you're gonna, and I'm not trying to be rude, you know, I, but if you are going to go someplace and you're going to park in a handicap and you don't have a handicap insignia on your plate or you don't have the placard that hangs in your window, please don't park in a handicap. Because think of it like this: if you had somebody that was in your family that was handicapped and you were trying to park somewhere, whether it be in a shopping center, a mall, a grocery store, and you couldn't park there because somebody with a uh, no insignia on their plate or nothing in the rear view mirror, a placard, how would you feel? Unless you have a cold heart, you wouldn't care. I would hope that those of you that are on here would think about that. And just be sincere. I know that you've got things going on, and you've got work, and you pull into a convenience store and you park in a handicap. Maybe you don't realize you're doing that, or maybe you do and you don't care. But I ask everyone to have a heart because I am physically disabled, and I sometimes can't walk that far being physically disabled. It depends on where I'm at, where I'm going, whatever. Um, and that's all I ask, you know. Oh, and by the way, happy Pride Month. Pride Month is here. And as far as Veterans Day, I think Veterans Day is every day. And let me tell you why. Because I think Veterans Day is every day because soldiers go and fight, especially the trans soldiers, the LGBT soldiers. They go and fight. So not only is it for the non-LGBT, it's also for the. But I just want to thank everyone for their service that is currently active or was former active. If you've been in the military, thank you for your service, and we appreciate that. So that is all I'm going to say about that. But and keep up the good work. But like I said, I think Veterans Day is every day because people complain. Well, why does Pride Month get a month? Why does and Veterans Day gets one day? I feel that Veterans Day is every day because the soldiers who go and fight, they come back from being overseas or whatever, and some of them end up with PTSD or they see things that the rest of us would not. So, and I don't think that saying Veterans Day is every day because I believe it is. I mean it as a compliment, not an insult, not a put down by all means. Uh, but yeah, Veterans Day I feel is every day, and you you know, and Pride Month, yes, people that are part of the LGBT community get the whole month, um, but that can be construed as Pride Month is every day as well. Some people say that, and people who think that way have their own reasons why Pride Month is every day. I don't think that the veterans should just get one day. I think every day is Veterans Day. That's the way I feel about it. But outside that, I respect our veterans. I respect those in the LGBT community and those LGBT members that are going over there and serving. I also want to put out there if you are in the Phoenix area or live in the Phoenix area, or even if you don't and you know of the next person I'm going to talk about, not me, Regina Gazelle, a local drag artist here, passed away recently, and they're going to have services for her. So I won't be able to attend. I just got out of the hospital not that long ago, and so I'm kind of recuperating. But if you're able to go to Regina Gazelle's funeral, please do, and then go to the other events following. Um, a lot of people didn't have a lot good to say about her. Some people showed stories of bad incidents they had with her. But Regina Gazelle was well known in the LGBT community and the being a drag queen. So if you're in the Phoenix area and want to go to that, uh, look up the information for the funeral. It should be on there. If not, maybe someone can send you an invite. All right. Um, Everybody, thank you for being on here, and I'll be back later on here in a little bit. to talk about more topics after I do some research and things like that. I don't want to just start discussing until I do the research. So, with that in mind, thank you for all my subscribers. Thank you for all the new subscribers. And I will see you on the next one. Remember, hate is not holy. Pink Angel, 52-year-old female. I'm out.